another controversy. And you'd think that we would be over it. And this has to do with men and women's sports, the whole issue of transgenders. And it's continuing on. And I'm wondering, first off, have you seen that situation? Secondly, how compelling is it in high school? And then thirdly, what's the attitude among high school athletes? And Ella, you're a basketball player limping around in a brace, I might add, who had to break her leg a second time. Why? Well, we won't go there for why. Okay, let's talk about that issue of transgenders.
Personally, I don't feel comfortable speaking about it only because I don't have the knowledge base that I would like to.
Okay.
I think that that's really how misinformation gets spread the most, is people making compelling arguments for things that they know nothing about.
Okay.
And I think that this is one of those things for me, so I'll pass it.
All right. I'll let me hear it from you.
Honestly, I was about
Come
to
on
say,
now, Adriana, get closer to that.
I was about to say the same because I don't have any personal experience in it myself.
Okay.
And I don't feel like I have all the facts to make an argument on it. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've never played against transgendered women. I don't know how it makes the game different in either basketball or soccer. Personally, I've obviously seen reports of other athletes
who've experienced that.
Right, but again, that's one person, one time. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Legitimate observation. Okay, Francis, your thoughts.
Well, it's no secret that I'm not.
Okay, get a little closer to that.
It's no secret that I'm not very athletic. So I.
What do you mean?
I mean, I know it's shocking.
Know
it's shocking. I have the legs of a.
Okay, regardless. So you're not athletically inclined.
No, but I kind of feel similarly towards Ella and Adriana. I don't really have like a solid opinion on it because I don't know. I've never been in a situation like that.
No, it's very interesting. Obviously, it's not been a topic of discussion then in the schools, has it?
No.
Not in our sports teams.
And you play basketball, so it hasn't even been a discussion. Okay.
No,
and Adriana, until you decided to damage your knees, you were a basketball player, right?
I was. I'm actually sporting the Croatan basketball sweatshirt as we speak.
Oh, she's brought her basketball, Croatan basketball. Okay, all right. But so that was never a topic of discussion in the locker room or anything of that nature.
No.
It's interesting because now the parents, but to your point, the parents that have children that have faced this challenge, they are, of course, very aggressive about it.
Yeah.
But to your point, Ella, they've had firsthand experience.
Yeah, and I will say, being able to play on the gendered team that you
it's called cisgender that you were born into the
no.
Oh,
aligned with?
Yeah, being able to, so say you're a transgendered woman.
Okay.
Being able to play on a women's sports team is affirming to your gender, right?
Okay.
So mentally, that's just one hurdle that you get over, and you're like, okay, I'm being myself. This is another step towards my womanhood, like that.
Okay.
But physically, the actual athletic competition, I don't have much experience.
Okay. And Adriana?
I would say I would agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Not quite frankly what I expected, but I appreciate it. That's great. All right. Let's move on to the issue of sports and the conditions of the sports facilities. As a matter of fact, there have been some concerns presently that have been reported.
Are we talking about West Carteret's gymnasium?
Gymnasium.
Because question: is that an actual rumor? Is it a rumor or is it true that a game was canceled?
That it was 100% true.
Really?
So we have construction going on right now at West. We're adding a new science wing and all that, yada yada.
And also for the NROTC.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And so there's been a lot of weird stuff happening with the HVAC and the heating and the AC, all of it. And so the construction workers don't really know how to turn it on and off to get ventilation, airflow, air filtered. So all of that dust from the construction is just kind of being dumped into the gym for some reason because there's like no filter. And as someone who has played on that court, it's not fun. It is really slippery. It's a hazard, especially by the time you get to the boys' game, because then everyone's in there. It's really sweaty. It's
moisture.
Right. And it makes it worse tenfold.
Gosh.
All right, but there's been also the concern associated with tennis courts and other facilities and the schools. And I'm wondering, have the students felt that, I'll say the schools, but the county really more than the schools, that the county has been a little less than supportive of the sports teams?
It just kind of feels like they don't care to fix it. Like, these are your students' health that we're worried about, right? Because if someone slips on the basketball court and tears their ACL, that isn't...
Wait, you can slip and hit your head.
That's not on the administrators of the school. That's on the county, because the administrators aren't the ones who are telling the construction workers to build the new science wing. The county is. Like, that is their responsibility to make sure that athletes are safe on the tennis courts, on the basketball courts, like stuff like that.
Okay. The question then goes to, as a county, is there a sense, and setting aside the condition of the facilities, do you all feel that the county is as engaged in high school sports as you would like to see them? That is, seeing the people in attendance who are actually, supporting the teams. Is there enough public support for the sports teams, possibly to warrant support for getting these facilities brought up to date? Let me hear it from you, Adriana.
Croatan, at least since I didn't play basketball this year, but I played freshman through junior year. I'd say Croton's very, I'm grateful for it. We have a lot of wealthy sponsors.
Right.
And a lot of the sponsorship that we do have is, if you notice, all of our uniforms have the Adidas logo on it.
Right.
And we have a lot of wealthy members of Croatan School that add to the program. So I don't know if Croatan's really feeling that as much, because if the administration or if this county doesn't give to it, the boosters do it for us. You know what I mean? Okay. So I think almost every year.
So you're seeing support from the boosters?
Yes.
The public?
So, and because of that, no one really ever thought to look at the county. You know what I mean? Because the boosters are already stepping in. So I'm not really sure about the county.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. When I say the county, I'm talking about all of the residents of the county, the parents, and if you will, the community stepping writ large. Francis, your thoughts when you go to football games, when you go to basketball games? Do you go to games?
Girl, boo. No, she doesn't.
It's been a
while.
Been a while.
Doesn't even support me.
That's not true. It's from the sidelines. Very far sidelines.
Well, but I will say, to Francis not showing up to those sporting events this past year. So I'm chief of staff for the West Carteret SGA. So I deal with all of that student engagement at sporting events and whatnot. And it has been a serious drop in participation this year for football and basketball games. Students are just not showing up. I don't really know why. We didn't really do anything different from last year. They just kind of stopped. And so we've been trying to fix that, but how do you solve something you don't you don't understand why it's broken?
I was told that was the same for the prom committee as well.
Yeah, one person showed up for the prom committee.
Granted, that's just juniors, right? Mm. But yeah, your dad actually tasked me with trying to find juniors to put on the prom committee. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Collar them.
Yeah, yeah. I told him I had a big butterfly net, and I'd go.
No.